Um, I asked Mr. Chow to be able to appear before you because this is a significant step for the Community Action Agency relative to creating a new department. And it entails seed money that we passed the first step on. They've invited us to continue our application to develop a community development office within the agency. It requires matching funds of 20%. The application that we are submitting, we are applying for the maximum of $20,000. So it is not a big amount of money that we are applying for. However, it has the potential of far-reaching ramifications if we can actually pull this off and create a community development office that encompasses the local municipalities who are not invested otherwise in EDCs to come together and support the community development office. I know it's always difficult to receive requests for money, but this is a situation that I don't think we can ignore. We have serious problems going on in our communities, and we need to come together and be able to speak with one voice in achieving our goal of creating economic development in both Gogebic and Ontonagon counties for this agency that will be sustained in the future, that will be positioned with the new economies that are coming to bear, the new green economies that are coming to bear, and to do it together so that we will be able to be part of the process. The whole point in establishing the Community Development Office is for our communities to grow and become prosperous, where we all share in the responsibility and the outcome. Our capacity will grow as new revenues are identified and solidified. This takes a coordinated and a consistent effort. We can't do it today and let it go. It has to be ongoing. Everyone has to understand that this would be the first year of building relationships and creating partnerships to see how our communities can fit into the new economies that will help sustain our communities and families well into the future. As with anything you build, the foundation has to be solid, and our discretionary funds are the seed money. Community Action will have to do it. It can be a win-win situation between the communities and our families if we see the wisdom and necessity of pulling together for the good of the whole. Now, I believe that you did receive the letter that I drafted for all of the local municipalities. It did not go to the city of Ironwood, of course, because they have their own EDC. But it did go to all of the other local municipalities, including the city of Bessemer and the city of Wakefield. We would like to create at least 3/4 of a position. We're projecting that cost is going to be somewhere around $38,000. The value of that position can't be emphasized enough, because what you need is a person who is capable of imparting the needs and will of the community at large. And we intend to put a person in that position who will actually be able to accomplish this. The seed money of $20,000 requires a 20% match, which would be $5,000. That is not the entire match that we would be looking for, because that would only create a $25,000 department, and we ultimately want to create at least a 3/4 ton department. Last year, I just want to give you a little brief overview of what this agency has done and what this agency has seen. Last year we served 4,500 individuals between Gogebic and Ontonagon counties. The majority of them, of course, are in Gogebic County. It was almost 1/5 of our population. Of those we served, 82% fell under 150% of the federal poverty guidelines, which means that a family of four earning $33,000, I think it is, falls under the 150% of the federal poverty guidelines. But more telling than that, because a lot of seniors are involved in that, and a lot of seniors are on fixed incomes. This year, for the first year, we joined with MSHDA and other communities throughout the state of Michigan, and it's called the HPRP program, and it's identifying the homeless population in our counties, our two-county area. And although these figures may not seem large to you, the fact that we registered and helped 46 homeless families within Gogebic and Ontonagon counties, meaning that not only did we register them, we helped them find housing, we helped pay for their housing, we helped prevent some potential homeless situations. We're talking about families, young families that are struggling to try to survive in an economy that is killing them. There was a time when we boldly sat here and felt that we didn't have a homeless population because they're invisible. You can't see them. And they probably were out there before. But the fact is that in Gogebic County and Ontonagon County, between the two of us, we registered 46 families. And that is the second highest, only to Berida, in the western part of the UP, where it's also the second highest throughout the UP of the families that have been registered as homeless in our area. So we are in a serious situation, and the agency does have part of its mission as for helping with the employment issue. We have not stepped forward before because of the lack of funds that we would have available to actually finance this. But because we now have the opportunity to get seed money, and we know that there is a sense of frustration among the local municipalities for the lack of coordination. We had strategic planning meeting that has directed us to try to help overcome the situation that we're in. There's many studies out there. We don't need to hash those over. I know many of you have been subjected to the things that Michigan State University has been doing and Michigan Works has been doing. There's so many things out there that tell us we've got to come together for the good of the whole and work towards building our own economy back to where we need it to be to sustain our populations. So for that reason, I am here to request that you join us in submitting this application with a commitment, a letter of commitment for funding to help match the $20,000 in seed money that we're going to get.
Have you approached other municipalities to date?
The approach to date has been the packet of material that you have in your hand. I will be talking to, there's a Gogebic County Township meeting tomorrow night and the county board on Wednesday. So far, those are the approaches.
And you're going to be contacting the Waters meet? And
all those who are at the meeting tomorrow night. They all have received letters. I have received some indirect feedback about the responses, but I don't have anything direct to submit my application, I do need a firm letter of commitment, and I have to submit that application by Friday. It's all sort of a quick turnaround, but the build-up to this has been in process for several years. I mean, all of us know that we're not alone in the problems that exist within our communities on the economy, but the Lord helps those who help themselves.